literally get mad about it. No, I was just in the middle of that. No, they get so mad.
I mean, it's kind of understandable, right? Right. Even adults, when they're watching their favorite TV show, like why you would change the channel? I think it's an understandable feeling. But the difference is when you're a kid, like you don't have a say. You know, you need to just should do what you're told. But it's understandable. Why I think,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What I
Um,
what I wanted to talk about earlier, if that's okay, is when you mentioned hell, I remember that I recently watched this documentary about some of those mega churches in the US, which they
mhm.
don't pay taxes, by the way. I think the whole thing of the documentary is like, they don't pay taxes, they need to pay taxes. I was like, I don't care about those taxes. Like, those guys, I don't want to say they're evil, but
You can say that.
can I say that? Like,
Oh, yeah, you can. Oh,
every
yeah.
every sentence they say, if you don't pay us, I don't know, I don't remember this. I'm not evil, guys, so but everything they do, everything they talk about is like how money will bring you salvation. I was like, really? And then you look at those mega churches, they look like shopping malls. Like, what is this? And it's a huge, from what I got from the documentary, it's a huge thing in the US, and it's not controlled at all. There's Scientology,
Yeah.
there's more than Scientology. There are other ones as well.
They're basically cults.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, well, here's the thing, you can go any which way with belief. Firstly, it could be how you're programmed as a child. Maybe you grew up going to a certain type of faith-based house, house of, church, temple, wherever you went. Um, but do you take it with you into your adulthood? And what is your belief system like? Some people go the opposite direction of how they were raised. They're like, oh God, I had to do that every Sunday and every Wednesday, and it was awful, and I hated it. And no, 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 that's not for me. And they're like, they shut the door on it and they're done. And then other people, it's just like it's their whole life. It's always been, it always will be. But the dangerous part, like you're talking about with the mega churches, is it goes beyond a beautiful belief of something greater than us, which is how I would choose to look at any religion. When it starts to get into the finite details of like money, I've been to church before where they're just passing around the baskets, and it's so gaudy, if you know that word. It's not cool. It's like you're in the middle of this sermon or ceremony or whatever you want to call it, where there's a pastor and there's a singer, and there's like a raising of a vibration of community. And to me, I don't care what religion you are, and I respect everybody for whatever they want to do. It's a personal choice. But when you take away the beauty of uh, community and love, and like love thy neighbor, don't steal, like all those basic things, um, how can you improve your life and be good to others? How do we service others? How do we, self love and serve ourselves so that we can love others? Like that kind of thing, right? They take it such a different route. As soon as they bring the money in, as soon as they bring those baskets out, it's like it's disturbing because it's selfish, not selfless. And it's disgusting. They have, Rolls Royces and fancy cars and fancy houses and probably private jets. They turn it into a completely different thing, and they brainwash people. And that's why I say that it's like a cult, because anybody that believes it so much that they talk about it now with their neighbors, and they're trying to get other people involved in it, and it's like a pyramid scheme almost, where you're trying to recruit other people to this thing, but it's not. When you're crushing the beauty of it through selfishness, yeah, for sure, that's evil. For sure, it's taken it a completely different direction than what the sole purpose is. It becomes soulless. there's no soul in that, you know. That's just like dampening the beauty of it, and yeah, it's totally evil.
Yeah, need to text those guys. Text them.
Yeah, and how do they get out of that? I mean, that is just like, how do they get out? Anybody that's not taxed, but the rest of us are. I mean, that you're totally right on that, right on the money, right
Yeah,
on the money.
right on the money.
Yeah.
Um, so apparently that's from Jordan Peterson. He said that we all have this God hole inside of us. We all need to believe in something higher than we are, and some people, we all do have this hole inside of us, and some people are not aware of it, so they try to fill it with other things like jobs or relationships or whatnot, and it can get unhealthy. So it's important to fill up your God hole with something healthy, like some type of spirituality, not necessarily a mega church cult. I'm not saying to do that, but apparently you all need to do that, and I tend to believe it's true. Like there's something so comforting to believe that there's like you're talking about something bigger than you are, right? The universe. Or I have this feeling where when I walk into nature sometimes, or when I look at the night skies, like I feel small, but in a good way. And if I don't constantly remind myself of it, it seems that I don't want to say I spiral down, but let's say my mood starts to going slowly down. So I try to go. That's just me, right? I'm not saying that's the right way of living, but at least once every week or once every 2 weeks, I just go for a walk, like in a park, and this helps me so much, to have this sense of connection, with
Yes.
this bigger entity that is the life, the universe.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
you're spot on with that. That is the best place to connect, is taking a walk, slowing down, getting out of the hustle, giving yourself a break, giving yourself a different perspective. Nature is the best way to connect to yourself. And that's when, and if you are a spiritual person, that is where you can receive messages from your angels or from your higher self on um, things to be said or heard. That's where all our senses come online. And